Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Xuan Yuan Sword 7 on the Mysterious JG. Um, I got a couple of weeks worth of this game recorded all at once, so I've been away for a couple of weeks and I couldn't really remember what was going on. So I checked the end of the last video that I recorded, and something to do with Monty Brown, the alpha male. We're on some. We're basically going back at this point, grabbing side quests before plunging forward with the main story. And I'm under the impression there's not that much main story left, but I could be wrong. There's a whole bunch of. I guess I'm taking my sweet time moving through the story, which is I don't have a problem with that. Because I'm running up against the time that it's supposed to take you to complete the story, but we still seem to have a decent chunk of unexplored territory left. That being said, I started to turn on this game a little bit. It's interesting from the curiosity of a game from Taiwan perspective, an actual Chinese game. And I keep kind of carefully stepping around that old China, Taiwan. I'm not talking about the People's Republic of China. I just mean China as a broader cultural thing. But it's a Chinese game from a Chinese speaking place about China, and I've given them a lot of passes, but I'm also kind of like analyzing the game as we go. And when we finish the main story, we're going to have these DLCs to do. And I can't say I'm that excited about them because they seem like really monster heavy. But to really fight your way through the DLC, you need to either really be enjoying the core gameplay or really be into the characters enough that you want any excuse to spend more time with them. Or you're just into the characters enough that you're planning for a character-driven DLC. I don't think we're getting a character-driven DLC. I think we're just getting more of the core gameplay engine, and the core gameplay engine is not the most outstanding part of this game. It plays like a dumbed-down, kind of not particularly good. I was going to say Neo, although honestly, people complain Neo is a ripoff of Dark Souls. But I mean, I've played various, you know, action adventure games in the Team Ninja mold, and this. It's not like I've never been challenged, but the boss fights are so few and far between that when you do run into one, you tend to lose the first time just because you've completely forgotten anything about how to be careful. You're just beating up regular mobs by smashing the attack button. I don't anticipate enjoying having a last minute requirement by the high difficulty DLCs to suddenly be able to do the game engine. But that's an awful long way off, and I don't know where the story is going. That's a thing I can give this game credit for. Yeah, if you know a bit about Chinese history, I think it's touching on topics that like your average like teenager picking up a video game to play in Taiwan probably doesn't have. There's going to be certain cultural touchstones that they'll pick up very easily, but like an in-depth knowledge of Wang Mang and the Battle of Kunyang, which was a real thing in Chinese history, they're probably not going to know a ton about that either. Just the average Taiwanese kid wanting to play an action game and finding one that isn't a Chinese subtitled game from Japan or America. So all that is good and fine, and you know that Wang Mang is ultimately going to be overthrown, and that's fine. But as far as what's going to happen to our individual characters and their story, and what's going to happen, who is this green woman in green going to be when we meet her, I don't know, and I am kind of interested in that. I can't help but feel like I'd be more attached to the characters if it wasn't foreign language subtitles. And please, I mean, I'm aware I should be. There's a level of emotional distance that having to read the dialogue creates. Don't jump on my case about being an ignorant. Or I watch subtitled movies since too, but there is an emotional distance that is created, and I wonder. I'm giving the game a little bit of credit that maybe that's part of the reason it's hard for me to get into the characters. I think another reason it's hard to get into the characters is that they are a bit bland. We've spent enough time with them now, it's not that they're not likable, but they're a bit bland. Our main hero is basically a good-natured guy who's trying to um, he's been through a lot over the years, and he's trying to keep his sister safe from the dangers of the world. His sister is kind of generically a good-spirited young woman who is trying to sort of find her place in the world and get her brother to treat her like more of an adult. And then the third character, Hong, I don't have a read on her at all, except that she's a big-breasted woman who's walking around with them as part of their adventure. Like, I'm not getting a strong idea of what her character is meant to be. You can give me facts from the story. She was with a group of people who maybe were not that good, but they were betrayed by another group. Like, character-wise, not a lot going on. I don't know. Why am I having such a long intro? Because it's my first video of a session. As we move on, I'll probably get in and out of the action a little bit quicker. But what we were doing again was side quests, and just trying to knock out side quests before moving far away enough that they become a pain in the ass to do. And lie and deceive. Mrs. Pang's son did not return from his hunting trip. Search for him in the forest on the outskirts of town. One of these had Miss Gu seems to be. Oh, that was the chess one. Jing's father went hunting and still hasn't returned. Fearing something might have happened, Jing asked you to look for him. An old man asked you to gather some recent anecdotes for him. One of these, the woman was like the person who asked for help was acting really strange. And I think that might be one of the ones we've already done. Or maybe not. Yeah, lie and deceive. Like, there's something weird about the way that she was describing her son. But maybe we'll get to it later on. What I do remember about last time is that I was anxious to call it a video and worried about getting drawn into something. Is her son some kind of lycanthrope? Oh, or is her son off murdering children? Never mind, I thought you guys might be talking to me. But I wasn't sure if, like, hitting the blue icon would mean we'd instantly get drawn into a lengthy cinematic and boss fight, or if it was just... If it's just going to be one of these, you hit the blue icon, and the next icon you have to go to appears. So we're hunting for this guy who went missing. He's hiding in a cave. I guess we're going to find out why he's hiding out. I'm wondering if he's in here up to no good, or up to something embarrassing. Victimless crime with a young lady, or a young man, or an old man. Oh. Can I leave? Because in the past... we were attacked by dogs, and then we ended up killing the guy's dog. Somebody even in the comments was like, "Why are you okay with killing dogs?" And I was kind of joking. So I don't know if that person's still watching. They might have abandoned this LP at that point, but yeah, there was this whole storyline where a dog was with a group of monster wolves and attacked us. I've forgotten how to suck up souls. Oh. But anyway, we were apparently sent to be ambushed. Oh, humans are the real monsters. Deep. Okay, never mind. The woman wasn't being evil. Her son was just killed by these bandits. Or never mind, he's not. You killed the bandits. They were the best bandits ever. They were trying to help us. There's only like 3 of them. It was a 3-on-3 fight that we won. Yeah, he's a jerk. Yeah, he's talking out loud about how he's evil and untrustworthy. I think his mother is actually the bandit queen. Telling people that her son is in trouble, so they'll go... Yeah. Okay. But, the deep, deep truth this game wants us to realize is that humans are the real monsters. Ah, real monsters! Hold on, now I actually want to... Oh, I guess I can't stop while I'm in the screen. Now I do want to check, because I'm realizing, oh yeah, I did have a comment about that quest. I wouldn't normally do this, not because I'm like, oh, I'm such a popular LP or I've got so many comments I can't respond to them all, but I did, yeah, little comment, like that comment stuck out. What was it? I have to go back a bit, mostly because of comments on the RTK series, not this series. Getting attacked by wolves and... Oh, wait, that's not even this. This is somebody going through the old. What was the other Christmas gift game that you spent time playing? Wow, maybe this is farther back than I realized. Why more dog murder? I like dogs. Okay, yeah, the comment came from Umaknen. By the time you guys see this, the comment will be well over a week old. But they said, why more dog murder? I like dogs. And there's no timestamp, so I don't know if I was being flippant about dog murder. And this, from the description, the video, that there was a quest where we killed some guy's dog because we were off to, the way it was described, we thought it was a human who was in trouble that we were going to go find, like this person's child. But it turns out their dog was missing, but their dog was hanging out with monster wolves, and the dog, along with the other monster wolves, attacked us because the dog was in fact a wolf. But I don't even think that's the video, so I'm not sure what happened. But please, if you're watching this, we always had cats when I was a kid, and when I say always, I mean at one point when I was a kid we had a cat, and then a couple years later we had 2 cats, and those 3 cats are the pets that my family has had over the course of my entire life, because we were never a big family for having lots and lots of pets. And since moving out on my own, I have never owned a pet. But I consider myself a cat person rather than a dog person, but I do not take pleasure in murdering dogs. Let's get that out there. Make sure everyone's tracking. That being said, like, this is a foreign game, and sometimes humor, of all the things that don't translate well from one language to another, humor is as well known. This is not some brilliant insight I'm coming up with for the first time. Humor doesn't translate well. So that whole quest, I thought maybe it was supposed to be dark humor. It might have been it was supposed to be tragedy, but I'm guessing it was supposed to be dark humor. Whatever was meant to come across with the, some guy sent you after what you thought was his kid, but it was actually his dog and you murdered his dog. Whatever was supposed to be going on with that quest, like whatever our emotional takeaway was supposed to be, I am not sure that I got it. Let's keep going with this quest, which I do believe is going to turn out to be about the inhumanity and evil of people. Yeah. Yeah, are we gonna murder her? But they're really fast, though. They managed to get back here and hide behind a car before I got here. See, because she could be upset you left them there, like, to rot. They were our... You know, we were a family. This is a robbery family, or they were our compatriots in this criminal enterprise. No, I think she's just mad we didn't get any money, or they didn't get any. Yeah, Jinping, you go get him. You fuck him up. Never mind, we're just gonna go talk to him. Beat up the old woman. The kid is just an innocent. They weren't really disguised as monsters. It's not a game, it's a money-making ball game. I had to have people murdered for my own benefit. You know what? Fuck you.
求您饶过我们，下次绝不再犯。
This is the same act that she was
你
doing
骂我阿姆
before.
了，是我没本事，才勾搭上那群强盗，做这些坏事。
If I hadn't had found those bandits and gave them a wonderful plan.
我们一个人也没杀。
Forgive or punish? Oh, well, I mean, if you're gonna make me choose, it's vaguely maybe I'm like some weird not a misandrist. I'm blanking on the term for a man who hates women. Misogynist. Maybe I'm some kind of misogynist on a subconscious level, but I'm really mad at her. I'm not as mad at him. He does come across as being a dupe, whereas she was the one who was intentionally manipulating you throughout. There is no indication that they're wealthy. At the hell, punish seems like it would be more interesting. Okay, we have them arrested. I was like wondering if we would beat them up. Oh, what the hell? There's no dialogue. Alright. That is a super boring conclusion to the quest. Suggesting that we're supposed to do the other. It's just like, arrest them, sir. Like, we don't even get, like, a video of them being arrested. It's just... That's, now I need to go back and see what the other end is, because that was so boring. These dark times have conquered a lot of people. You better keep an eye on those who seek help from now on. Okay, yeah, they just basically say, okay, well, your quest reward is that you no longer trust other people. We got experience in Xuan and Jedi and Vermilion Jade, and none of those make sense as items we would get in return for this, other than maybe experience. But that's the way the game has always worked for those purposes, so... How do I, Yeah, head to shit. Let's go back a couple of minutes. And I'm guessing just from how completely empty that ending to the quest was, that's not what we were supposed to do. There's not that many points where we've been given an option in a quest, side quest like this, at least none that seemed to make any difference. Like, we could have chosen not to buy the miracle medicine from the guy who was just being a jerk, but... Or not a jerk, the guy who seemed like he was a charlatan selling snake oil, and we chose to buy his medicine. We could have chosen not to buy his medicine, but I believe that looked like it just means we didn't start the quest at all. This is the first time where it's like, oh, did we just choose an ending for this quest that was like the renegade ending for a quest where we should have chosen the babyface ending? Whatever, we're going to spend the whole frickin' video on this, aren't we? First 10 minutes, me apologizing for dog murder. That happened several videos ago. Second 10 minutes, pondering this quest. Last 10 minutes, redoing this quest. And finding out that it doesn't really matter what you say, you get the exact same in-game rewards, and the out-of-game story is just... Instead of him saying, arrest them! He says, I forgive you, and we still just cut directly to, they no longer exist. It'll be black screen with a voiceover that says, forgive them, rather than arrest them, and, nothing. Now, if the ending now is, like, we say, we forgive you, and they say, oh, thank you, sir, and then we get a scene that the player sees and the characters do not, of them laughing at what suckers we are, I don't give a shit. Whatever, I'm not going through this again.
怎么两手空空的回来？
What if we come from this direction?
所以，这都是骗局。
It was a damn setup, King. We will forgive them this time.
也是情有可
Yep,
原。
this is what we were supposed to choose. Okay.
但你们得知道，这些都是人命。强盗既死，日后别再以此招摇撞
You
骗。
should understand they were human lives. Oh, that never occurred to us, sir.
会的，会的。感谢您，你也赶紧来谢谢大爷呀！
谢谢
My
大爷。
lord. Play for free online.
不必了，快走吧。
And we get the exact same reward and a tiny bit of dialogue instead of, yeah, okay. So, alright, Taiwanese programmers, I mean, you're, I don't know how to program a video game. Like, I couldn't just decide I'm going to make a video game. I can tell you I know all these things about why your quests aren't coming off the way they're intended. Yeah, fine, I can, that's great. I don't know how to actually program. I can't just make a video game on my own. And I've come across, like, it's a fairly recent thing that I've come across for, like, everybody who plays video games wants to lecture on what is and is not good game design, even though they've never made a game. But I'm gonna fall prey to it a bit, and I'm just gonna throw out there, you gave us a choice at the very, very end, and the in-game reward is the same no matter what you do. And that's not really how you should do it. Alright, so we got worthy opponents. That's the chess one. Come back soon. Jing's father went hunting days ago and hasn't returned. Let's do this one. It will give us more experience, Xuan, folded steel, and deluxe healing potions. Yeah, I think I had... See, this is Kunyang, which is presented as being the biggest city that we will see in the game. But in reality, it's like one street that we're allowed to access. Alright. But I was making a point of doing the... I did check, and I was doing the side quests that don't involve... the side quests that look backtracky, I was doing first, and the side quests that looked like they were about moving forward, I was going to do last. And that is what we've done. Something feels missing. Well, you look like somebody who should be part of a side quest with the coloration on your clothing making you pop slightly from the background, but then again, there's a guy with the exact same clothing you have, so never mind. See, now I'm like, hey, maybe there is more to these streets if you... Did we see this before? Has this always been here? Yeah, suddenly there's a cart. There's no way we could ever get around that. But the real and proper... Oh, the main body of the city... What are you talking about, Pap? Hey, Pappy. You'll understand when you grow up. Presumably they're talking, something is going on in both sexy times. What else do children not already know about? You're the guy I already played chess with, right? I think. This guy gave me more trouble than the previous person.
我尚有要事在身，下回再与您手谈一局。
有要事，真不行，下次再。好吧。
Really, you got something better to do than sit around playing the chess game with me, huh?
你妈妈可一定要回来啊。
Okay, fine. Alright. When you're done saving China, please come back and play more chess with me. The guy who you had to play like 20 freaking times. I see now. Are we... Nope, never mind. We did come all the way out here, and it does seem like it's going somewhere, and then it does not. Alright. I want you guys to show them the power of super arrow, or that's healing potion. What am I doing? Oh, here we go. I just want you to spook people. Ah, it's an actual honest-to-God treasure chest with Chuan's clockwork boxes and iron. Iron will forge iron. How dare you? I'm an upright citizens brigade. Okay, so there's boxes fell out of a cart, which is going to permanently mean you can never advance through there. Unless, I mean, it does kind of look like there's traces of map over here. Either we get to it from another direction, or the story is stopping us from going through here for now, but we'll be able to go through eventually. But in the past, I think that looked different. Like, we didn't have faded map ahead. We just had regular old map, but unexpectedly you couldn't go to it. Whatever. It has come to pass. As I was joking, our entire video will be me talking about dogs, us ending a really unsatisfactory side quest, and us redoing a really unsatisfactory side quest, at least the very, very end of it. But now we're going to at least get within shooting distance of the end of this other side quest before we call it a video. And by end of this other side quest, I mean whatever comes up next, which may or may not be the end of a side quest. It might just be the first step of an 800 stage side quest, but we're going to get close to the little blue icon. It cowers over nothing. We will approach it. There might actually be monsters out here. We're kind of traveling between the city and the village. Unrealistically small distance between the city and this village. It's a city in the modern sense, where like the towns around the city, it's like you never stop having like concrete between the city and the town. It's like you don't have vast tracts of forest between a city and its suburbs. So I guess we're really just moving out of what's districted as being a part of the city and into these suburbs. This is where the people who live in Kunyang, or who work in Kunyang, live, because it's very expensive to live in Kunyang. So they live out here, they commute in the morning, commute back at night. We're going to have to advance the main story before we can advance the side story. And when I say advance the main story, I mean I have no idea whether this is actually advancing the main story. The game likes to give you little red little red markers every 10 feet. Alright. Tell you what, let's call it a video. When we come back next time, we will cross the bridge and see what excitement awaits.